So I want to do this video on poorness and why it's actually a huge trait to be poor, and biblically speaking especially. So there's a verse in the Bible that says those who are poor should be happy that God thinks so highly of them, and that is so true, and I'll tell you here and now why. So the Bible also says don't turn away from those who wish to borrow from you, something like that, who want to borrow from you. So that means that the poorest person who goes to heaven, when he goes in, a flood of people are going to give stuff to them. So that means that everyone in heaven will be giving to the poor, right? So the poorest person who dies and goes to heaven is still poor. You know, he dies poor when they die poor. And if you die poor, that means when you get to heaven, from the commandment alone not to turn away from those who wish to borrow from you, to get from you, that means you're already in a place where you get to heaven poor, and then a flood of everyone giving stuff to the poor goes to the poor. And that means the richest person is the poor in heaven. Now, it gets even more complex when you think about it on earth. People in heaven, there are beings in heaven that already know about you and know that you're poor on earth. Now, the kind of stuff that the poor get on earth is pure joy. And I can tell you this from first-hand experience. I have been very poor at times in my life, and they're the happiest times in my life. And that's because holy beings give to poor beings. So I've had straight joy, like more than euphoric joy, when I was poor. And that means that if you're rich or average or not poor, you don't get the same understanding as someone who don't. And that means that the poorest man is a rich man, and the richest man is a poor man, and that's something to remember from a biblical perspective. So the man who gives all that he has and becomes poor himself will receive more pity, mercy, and poorness, and thus more riches than anyone else. Remember that.